That was a beautiful song you chose. So welcome everyone, and before we begin, I'd like to just remind you to please check cell phones to make sure they're off and any pagers. Thank you. We've gathered together to witness and to celebrate the joining together of Bao and Neil as they enter into the joyous covenant of marriage. Their deep love for each other has drawn them to this place of commitment. And we're here to enjoy being with one another, and especially we're here to express our hope and our support and our love for Bao and Neil as they celebrate the beginning of their married life. Bao and Neil, this day not only signifies a celebration of your shared values and commitment, but it attests to the fact that you've chosen to build your future together. The two of you have opened your hearts to one another, and soon you will share your vows of marriage. We're all grateful to you for opening your hearts to us as well, inviting us to witness and share in this precious moment. And today we also celebrate all the blessings we cherish in all of our relationships, intimate relationships. And this ceremony calls us to renew our vows of love and commitment to one another. And I'd like to ask you to stand just for the opening prayer, please. Dear God, be present today as Bao and Neil commit their lives and hearts to one another. With joy, we thank you for your blessing of love, which we celebrate on this occasion. Grant that they may be true to themselves and to one another. Let their vows be an outward sign of inward and spiritual sincerity. Temper their hearts with kindness and understanding. Help them to be lovers, friends, and guides to each other. Bless their home that it may be a place where your spirit is always welcome and their friends are always welcome. Be with them now and walk beside them throughout their lives together. Amen. Please be seated. Bao and Neil wish to remember family members who have passed on, but who are with us today in spirit. The vase on the table is dedicated to their memory, and Neil and Bao have placed a flower for each of them in the vase. These dear ones are deeply missed, and they will always live on in their hearts. So let us pause for a moment with a moment of silence to honor them. Thank you. Bao and Neil have chosen two readings today, and I'd like to invite Nikki to come up and share the first one with us.
True love is a sacred flame that burns eternally, and none can dim its special glow or change its destiny. True love speaks in tender tones and hears with gentle ears. True love gives with open heart and conquers fears. True love makes no harsh demands, it neither rules nor binds, and true love holds with gentle hands the heart that it entwines.
And now I invite Bao's sister, Leah, to please share the next reading.
On your joyful wedding day, you begin a brand new life. Friends and family give their gifts to joyful husband, blissful wife, but the greatest gift you'll ever get, a gift from heaven above, is love forever, ending never, everlasting love. You'll share life's joy and pleasure. You'll have plenty of that, it's true, but love is the real treasure for your new spouse and you. And if life hands you challenges, and as it does to one and all, your love will hold you steady and never let you fall. Your wedding day is full of joy. Tomorrow you cannot see, but one thing's sure for the two of you, The best is yet to be.
Thank you. Well, I have a few words to share with Bao and Neil, and if you can you come up a little closer, I'll look at both of you. So Bao and Neil, it's an honor to officiate your ceremony, and it's even more special to me because we're connected by family, or through family. So Neil's dad, Mike, is my cousin, and his grandma is my mom's sister, my Aunt Shirley. So that makes Neil and I second cousins. And Bao, I think you're lovely and bright and a wonderful person. And I'm so happy I've had a chance to get to know both of you better. We've had a few planning meetings over dinner that have been enjoyable. And I feel in my heart a sense of protection for both of you, and a sense of caring for each of you and for your marriage. So one of the things we talked about is what first attracted you to one another. And Neil, you said that Bao was independent and willing to explore new ground with you. And you were friends right off the bat, and you had a lot in common. And Bao, you said that Neil was very attentive. He stayed in touch often when you first connected. And you noticed that he asked you about yourself. That's really a good thing to notice. I could say something about that. But I won't. So that's wonderful. And he was quiet and a little shy, and he was cute. So at our meetings, we also talked about what you've come to value and appreciate about one another as your relationship has grown and over time. And Neil, you said that Bao is faithful and she keeps her word. She's fun to be around and she's loving and caring. You respect each other when you make agreements. And you value that Bao can see both sides of the situation and she doesn't judge. And Bao, you've come to value and appreciate Neil's intelligence. He's patient and kind and loving and handsome. And you said that he's funny and does cute stuff. And so these are all wonderful qualities that you both bring to your marriage, and qualities to cherish and maintain as you grow and change over the years. And Bao and Neil, today you're invoking an even greater level of spiritual commitment in your relationship. So we talked about that a little bit. And to the two of you, this ceremony of marriage it reflects your unity and your bright future together, you said. And you mentioned that you fight for each other in hard times, and that has strengthened your bond. In marriage, we do not give ourselves to another, but we rather surrender to something greater while maintaining our balance as individuals. And together you co-create a shared identity which you call we. Separately and together you're becoming more than you were. Bao and Neil marriage is a beautiful mystery because it reflects the wonder and mystery of love, God's deep and abiding love for us, and our ability to give love to another from the love that resides within each of us. So remember how you see one another today as you look through loving eyes, which is really about seeing and feeling and responding with an open heart, and about being willing to allow the light of your hearts, the spirit within you, the spirit of Christ, the spirit of God within you, within your marriage, to guide you as you continue to expand and grow over the years. I wish for you a life filled with good friends and the love of family. May the love that has brought you together continue and grow and enrich your lives. Thank you. I wanted to comment on our weather. Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah.
And I feel for some of the guests, because some of you I expect are quite warm and need sunglasses, and some of you are probably chilly. But it's a lovely day nevertheless, and aren't we glad it isn't yesterday? And so this is such a beautiful setting to complement the beauty of your ceremony. So now I'd like to address all of you to say that your presence is a gift of caring and support for Bao and Neil, and they appreciate you sharing this special day in their lives. We ask each of you to continue to do all in your power to love and support and encourage Bao and Neil in their commitment to one another. Do you, as friends and family in their loving community, pledge support and encouragement to the commitment Bao and Neil are making on this day? If so, please respond, we do.
We do.
And now let's just take a moment to greet one another and to extend a sign of peace if you wish. Thanks.
Hello.
My name is Precious.
I'm On.
My name is Selena.
Hi, Selena. I'm On. Sorry. Meeting. Stand and quick.
This is my son Mark, my daughter Rebecca.
And then we are going to join in the Lord's Prayer together, so why don't we keep standing for that? It's fun to greet one another in their loving community. So let's recite the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Please be seated. And now let us embrace Bao and Neil with our love and support as we turn to the exchange of vows and rings. And we begin with a statement of intention that Bao and Neil have chosen. And Neil, I ask you to respond, I will. Will you, Neil, draw unto you Bao to share with her life's sorrows and its joys? Do you promise to respect her and be respected by her? To forgive her and be forgiven by her? To instill hope and be given hope by her? Do you accept the mystery of her uniqueness? Will you teach and learn and thus grow toward her? Will you pledge yourself to her to be her husband in good faith throughout your life together?
I will.
And Bao, will you draw unto you, Neil, to share with him life's sorrows and its joys? Do you promise to respect him and to be respected by him, to forgive him and be forgiven by him, to instill hope and be given hope by him? Do you accept the mystery of his uniqueness? Will you teach and learn and thus grow toward him? Will you pledge yourself to him to be his wife in good faith throughout your life together?
I will.
And now for the exchange of vows, if you would join hands. And Neil, if you'd repeat after me. I, Neil, pledge myself fully to you, Bao, in marriage.
I kneel pledge myself fully to the Father,
From the strength of my body,
the strength of my body.
I pledge companionship and respect.
I pledge companionship and respect.
From the light of my mind,
In the light of my mind,
I pledge to share my deepest inspirations.
I pledge
To share.
to share my deepest inspiration.
From the fullness of my heart, I pledge a lifetime of love and devotion